Hi kids, how would you like to have a bedtime story?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
In a land far, far away.
In a dark, dark, dark forest.
There was this girl, Goldilocks, and her 7 dwarves.
One story?
What?
You're combining more than one story there?
The little girl was named Goldilocks.
Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Her real name was Rasputia, but they called her Goldilocks because she had Goldilocks.
I'm Goldilocks. I'm going to tell you how it really went.
Okay, well there was Goldilocks, and she was skipping along the yellow brick road, and she was going with her basket, and she had her red hood on. What?
Boy, are you mixed up.
Alright, Goldilocks went walking through the park where the gypsies were selling babies.
The young lady was walking through a dark forest.
Pretty soon she found herself lost.
The young lady had a case of the stomach flu.
After many hours of wandering aimlessly in the woods, little Goldilocks came upon the house of the 3 bears.
The 3 bears. They weren't a conventional family.
Papa Bear,
Mama Bear,
and a baby bear.
So she went inside the house and she was hungry, right? There was 3 bowls of porridge.
Now why weren't the bears actually eating their porridge?
Papa Bear told Mama Bear and Baby Bear to take a walk, okay?
And then they all decided to go to the movies to see Bambi, so they went to the movies, but Bambi wasn't there.
Once inside, in the kitchen, Goldilocks found 3 bowls of porridge.
And she walks in and she sees 3 bowls of soup.
she can smell that porridge.
And I would never eat that stuff. It looks like barf.
She went in and she tried to eat the porridge.
And she's like, I'm really hungry.
Was she hungry?
And one was too hot.
And so what does she do the second one?
It must have been too cold.
The other one was just right, so she ate the one that was too hot.
No dummy, Goldilocks got a very large salad bowl and mixed all 3 bowls of porridge together. Tasted the porridge and said, "Ugh."
And she eats it all up.
Checked out the bear's fridge and found out that Mama Bear had left a large chocolate cake. Just for good measure, Goldilocks washed down the chocolate cake with 3 beers, which belonged to Papa Bear.
So after gorging herself and stuffing herself on that stuff, she took a look in the living room. What?
What do you think? You have to drink beer on video all the time?
Well, yeah, I like to have a
Forget it,
sip.
I'm doing it.
You hand me that.
Yuck.
Yummy, yummy. So...
I got you there, didn't I?
Block.
You didn't expect that.
That was a first, hon. That was a first.
Feeling a little drunk from the beer,
And she saw 3 chairs in.
Anyway, then we went into where they had the chairs.
Oh, these chairs were very different. One was a big marble chair. Yes.
She sat her fat ass in the first chair.
sat right there in Papa Bear's big Barcalounger, which had a beer cooler in the arm and a vibrating seat.
I decided, to sit on his lap.
This chair is too high and hard.
The chair isn't the thing that was too hard.
So she sat in the Mama Bear's chair, and
Mama Bear, being a bear, didn't like all that much sitting on chairs, so she kind of laid around.
The next chair, the straw chair, she says, this straw chair looks really flimsy. flimsy. I don't think I want to sit on this.
So she goes to the next chair, the medium-sized one. She jumps up in it. Oh, this one's too soft.
This chair is too big, she said.
Are you sure it's not too soft?
No, it was too big.
Okay. Too big, too hard, just right?
Then she saw Baby Bear's chair. Little tiny comfortable chair with a cushion on it.
And oh, it's just a perfect fit, and it happens to be a rocking chair.
Baby Bear's chair was a potty.
Too big, and just right.
Too big, and just right. Okay.
Okay, so the
I'll
third
take
chair
your
was
word.
just right.
Okay.
And she said, well, I'm so comfortable, this chair's just right.
Sat in the Baby Bear's chair, so it was just right. So she ate it all up.
Sat on it, but her big fat ass broke Baby Bear's chair.
Instead of falling asleep there, though,
And then she went upstairs, up the escalator, and then...
And then, you know, we went to the bedroom and...
In Goldilocks, she showed him beds. Oh, Daddy, oh, I gotta tell you, one of them beds was difficult for Goldilocks to get up there.
First bed that she jumped on was a great big bed which belonged to Papa Bear.
One giant-sized bed.
the bed was too hard.
The bed was too hard.
John in the first bed, she said, whoa, this one's really clumpy and bumpy and I'm not just comfortable at all.
It smelled of Papa Bear.
You know, it was Papa Bear, you know. And again, it was just too hard to pass up.
One medium-sized bed.
Probably her side was a little bit, how should I say, too soft?
And the Mama Bear's bed was too soft.
But she's like, this bed's still too big.
And one itsy-bitsy bed.
The Baby Bear's bed was a water bed. And so she jumped up and down on that in a little while.
Laid down in that bed. And just fell asleep. Well, you can imagine what happened.
And then the bears came back from their camping trip.
Apparently 3 bears lived in the house. How stupid is that? Did you ever hear 3 bears owning a house?
Mama Bear looks into her bowl and says,
Somebody's been eating my stew.
Somebody been eating my porridge. And
I think someone ate my stew. The spoon's still in there.
Somebody's been eating my porridge.
Somebody ate all my stew. Now what am I going to eat? And Mama Bear's like, you going to eat the leftovers that's in the fridge.
Papa Bear said, "Fick this, I hated porridge anyway."
You should eat your food when it's fresh so that microbes and crap doesn't get into it.
So they go over and Papa Bear goes to sit down in his big armchair.
My marble chair looks just right. I think I'll sit on it.
Mama Bear looked at her chair and said, "Well, my rocker seems to be all right, but it's got a little kid's ass print in the middle of the cushion."
And he said, somebody broke my chair.
So they ascended the stairs.
And they said, well, somebody's been lying in the beds, but...
And Mama Bear and Papa Bear didn't sleep together in their household either. And Mama Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed too.
Somebody's been sleeping in my bed too.
And the bastard's still in it.
And they went to the 3rd bed, and they saw Rasputia lying there, her little Goldilocks, as you know her.
And when they caught Goldilocks in that bed,
And Goldilocks woke up just then, and she was startled. She screamed.
so immediately they fell in love with her, but then they were fighting, but the Mama Bear didn't fall in love with her because she would have been gay.
they kept her asleep. And ever since, Mama Bear has a good time.
And anyways, being bears, they ate her.
So it was just the Daddy Bear and the Baby Bear, but the Baby Bear was too young, so the Daddy Bear fell in love with her, gave her a big sloppy wet kiss.
Needless to say, the 3 bears dined that night on roast Goldilocks.
And she ran downstairs, ran out of the house, and never came back again.
They ate her because they're bears, and that's what bears do.
And the week after that, Mama Bear sent little Baby Bear to school every day with a Goldilocks sandwich between 2 slices of bread.
And nobody huffed and nobody puffed and nobody blew the house down.
But don't worry, she was reincarnated as the Little Mermaid after.
And that's how it goes.
So the moral of this story is, if you're walking in the woods and you want to know if a bear shits in the woods, find a big pile of poo and check it very carefully for chunks of Goldilocks.
And that's it. That's the real story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears.